Hello, listener. I'm Mayari, and this is Magical Coffee Dates. I'm sitting in the Moonbeam Tea Rooms, a local cafe that feels like home and serves the most delicious pastries and drinks that taste like a warm hug. 10 years ago, I moved away from October and sort of lost touch with everyone, and I'm still here to rekindle old friendships. But I've asked my best friend and Mailer Cat Bod to help me find fresh new faces in hopes that more people from the realm will share their stories. And today I have with me um a friend, hopefully.
Hey, how you doing? It's me, Ratthew H. Jones. It's a pleasure to be here today. I got your letter. It's very nice to meet you, and I'm going to extend my paw for a little handshake.
Oh, nice to meet you, Ratthew. Uh, you got a. I'm glad you got a letter. I am really wanting to meet new people, and I'm glad that you found your way here. Bod must have found you, and I'm glad that he didn't cause, or I hope he didn't cause any trouble.
Oh no, it was a little scary initially. Being a little rat, and this cat like stalked into the walls, and then I thought it was going to eat me, and then it dropped a suspiciously rat-sized letter at my feet. So
Into the walls of
yeah.
where?
Oh, over in the swamp. Have you ever been to the swamp?
Yes, I've been to the swamp
Oh my goodness. There's a
quite a
shop
few
there. It's
times.
it's called Succulent Scents. Spectacular spot. A
Oh
little hard
no.
on the old rat nose, though. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, right. So you work with the owner of Succulent Scents.
Work is a strong word. I would say work is probably not quite on the money. You know Mimosa, you're familiar?
Uh, yes, I'm familiar with Mimosa. She
Oh,
was here last year, last time, and yeah, we had an interesting chat. Yep,
oh, okay. Well, I
it's a
pay
little
it.
fuzzy.
Yeah, I pay a nominal amount of rent to live in her walls. So it's
Oh,
it's a living.
yeah. um,
And are you
that's
familiar with her pet? She's got an alligator. I think her name's Champ.
yes. She brought him along with her to this interview that we do here in the Moonbeam Tea Rooms. So I'm glad you could hang out with us. Well,
Interview,
us, me, and
nice.
Bod.
Uh,
Yeah.
ha-
So go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, how did you find the propensity of Champ's teeth? Because I find it's often quite hard to jump out of them in time.
Thankfully, I have had no issues with Champ, so that's good. Like I kept my distance while they were here. And while I was at the Succulent Scent shop. But enough about me. Tell me about you. Like, well, first of all, what's your name?
Oh my goodness.
And if you would like to describe to the audio listeners, because we are, yes, we are recording video, but audio listeners, the what you look like.
Absolutely. So I'm standing about rat sized, like a tall rat, like a decent sized rat, little under a foot. I have a little newsboy cap on that I've respectfully taken off, and I'm holding it in my hands. I have a nice little red overcoat on. I have a little tie that I've done up. It's like a nice little little cream color. My wife made it for me, Ratnay, and I've got like a nice little pair of clogs on.
Oh, yeah, and your outfit looks amazing and very, very uh, polished, dapper for a meeting like this. So,
Thank you. That's
yeah,
exactly what I was going for.
yeah. I mean, I appreciate it. Not everyone dresses up for something like this.
Oh, you got to
Um,
put your best claw forward. You know what I'm saying?
yes. Definitely. I do feel like that's important. But yeah. Uh, so why did you decide to come along?
Oh my goodness, this is an opportunity I couldn't pass up. A tiny letter dropped by a cat from a prestigious person such as yourself. It made me, Ratthew Holy Moly Jones, go, holy moly! And that's not why they call me that. It's a family name.
Oh, your middle name is Holy Moly?
Yeah, I just go by H, though. Ratthew H. Jones.
Okay. Good to know. Um,
But I couldn't pass
so
up the opportunity.
yeah, it's actually really nice that you see this as an opportunity. I've just really enjoyed, speaking to people and the fact that you're coming to this with such I don't know, it's an interesting light and I really appreciate it. So yes, you didn't want to pass up the opportunity to be on Magical Coffee Date, so that's great. Um, but why don't you Yeah, so I've basically just set this up because I want to meet fresh new faces. So why don't you tell me a bit more? Like, what's it like? What was it like at your? Uh, you say that you pay her a lot of rent to live in the
Oh, no,
walls.
no,
What
no,
is
no,
it that you?
not a lot of rent, not a lot of rent. It's been a nominal amount of rent, and you know what? Mimosa's a spectacular landlord. It's been a bit tough recently. I just lost my job at a restaurant. No,
Oh
it's not
no.
detrimental. I saw a lot of rats like cooking recently. There's been a lot
Yeah.
of like media about it. I feel like, so I thought I'd
Mhm.
give it a shot. Turns out I can't boil water. It's been tough. So they relegated me to the dishes, and then I fell in the sink and I had to claw my way out. So it's been an interesting couple of
Oh
months.
no. Yeah, I can imagine it's been. Sometimes we just have to go through things we didn't expect before, and we claw our ways out of the soapy water. And you know,
Exactly. It's like my old man always said, one claw in front of the other until you reach the top of the drain pipe.
exactly. I'm pretty sure my dad has said something like that as well growing up. Don't know what I would be doing in a drain pipe, but that is something. Yep. Uh
Oh,
huh.
it's a regional thing. It's a swamp thing, I think.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not something that
I
everybody
mean,
would know.
what I'm trying to say is I could relate to it, so it's fine.
I appreciate
Um,
the empathy. It's really nice. You don't get to talk to many people in the walls.
yeah. And was it just you in the walls?
No, 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 no. Sorry. Yeah, my current wife, Ratney, she lives with me as well. It's like I said, it's been tough. She runs like a candle making business, which is quite a hard because it's in
Oh,
direct competition with Succulent Scents. But
right.
we share the turf, so to speak. Well, they share the turf.
Yeah. How long have you and your wife been together?
Oh, probably. Now I count rat years. What's a rat year to you?
I'm sure it's the same.
Oh, it is. It's a year. It's
I'm sure.
365 days. I just had to make sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the same.
Okay, about 6 rat years then.
Okay. So how'd you two meet?
We were housed at the park. You know that beautiful park just on the borders of swamps. It's kind of nice. Like you got those like that mangrove kind of situation where the roots are really big, heaps of like small little bugs in there and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Yes.
fishing for bugs. She was fishing too. And our lines got tangled. And that was just you know what? That's a match made in heaven. Let's be honest. We had to untangle the lines. We got laughing. We got talking. We got joking. And then as a result, we've been living in the walls ever since.
So you live in the walls with your wife, Ratney.
Yeah.
Ratney.
Ratnay, Ratnay.
Sorry. Okay, Ratney. And I'm assuming you lived there for 6 rat years. So, do you have any like other plans coming up in
Oh,
the
my
next few
my my
years?
5 year plan. Absolutely. I'm so glad you asked. I'm very prepared, and I'm going to take a small little sheet of paper out of my coat pocket. So basically, the plan is in the next 5 years is move out of the walls naturally, as you might
Okay.
expect. It gets a little cramped. A lot of
Uh
vertical
huh.
space, not a lot of width in the
Yeah,
walls,
I can
and then
imagine.
get ourselves a small. Like we're not fussy. I'll take a 1 by 1 square foot. It doesn't bother me too much. Enough room to kind of spin around would be wonderful.
Yeah,
I
I mean, spinning around sounds fun.
It is. And then I'm thinking maybe take culinary classes. I'm pretty set on the chef thing, so I'm going to invest a bit of time into learning that, and then
Yeah.
hopefully open my own bistro. That's the long term plan.
Oh, that's really awesome. Like, thank you for sharing, that part of your life with me. I mean, not many people want to share, some of their goals and things like their goals, their strengths, their weaknesses. Like, it's always really nice to hear when people want to share those things.
Oh, listen, I'm happy to. I'm happy to. Anything that'll get me a leg up.
Yeah. I mean, like, have there been any times where you've like had to show that you are, meant for the job? Like,
Oh
at
yeah,
work?
absolutely. Well,
Like,
what are
meant
my
for what you're
strengths?
doing? Yeah, sure.
Well, I'm a perfectionist. I'll say that off the bat. I like to make sure the job gets done to its fullest, and sometimes that can be to a detriment. Sometimes I'll spend too long on something to try and make it perfect when I could have just gone, "Whoa, slow down." My wife always says I have a too much gene where I don't know when to stop. So you got to see a project through to completion. But other
Yeah,
than that, fastidious. I like to make sure things get done.
I mean, surely there have been times where mistakes have been made. Like, it can't all be perfect, right?
Oh no, challenges and adversities, absolutely. Getting fired from the restaurant was bad.
Yeah, of
100%.
course. How did I forget that? I'm so
I look,
sorry.
I may have just completely put a whole block of parmesan in someone's dinner. I assume that's what they wanted because that's what I like, and that was on me. I shouldn't have assumed that everyone's trying to eat a whole block of parmesan cheese for dinner.
I mean, could that have been because maybe there was a very quick turnaround on the meal? Like, has that ever happened to you? Like,
Oh
when
look,
has how does that happen, and what do you do in that sort of situation? You know?
oh look, projects with a tight deadline, very familiar. Like when we had to live in the walls, so to speak, there wasn't a lot of infrastructure in there. Had to build a couple of staircases, a couple of rooms, a couple of beds, and when you're in a wall and you'd have nowhere else to sleep, you got to do that rapidly. You got to do that fast. So I got my little hammer out, my little tool set. I threw together the best stairs, the best bed you've ever freaking seen.
I would love to see it someday if I could, like, I don't know, poke my head in the wall.
100%, 100%. You'll probably have to talk to Mimosa again. She's the landlord. She's been very amicable given the whole situation because we have not paid rent for at least half a rat year.
Oh my gosh,
It's been
that's
tough.
a long time, and it's like, it's really nice to hear that she has not made you pay rent, because when she came here, she was she was she was coming at me for things that were not my fault, but that's a whole thing.
Maybe it hasn't been that she's been ignoring it. Maybe she just doesn't know about it. So, like, does she listen
Uh
to this?
I have no clue. She did show up one day, so maybe should
Okay.
we should we hold on, should we review this to make sure that, like, she doesn't see anything that she shouldn't see?
No, I
Like,
think we just gotta expedite potentially me moving out of the walls. What are the walls like in here? Do you know how thick they are? If there's room in between them?
I personally haven't been in the walls,
Okay.
but we can ask Bod after this. Like, if you want, we can have a little scout around the building with Bod.
I think that's
You
a
want to do that?
spectacular idea. I'd love that. That sounds
I
amazing.
think we should do that. Okay, so we're gonna pack up here then, and then do that. But thank you so much, Ratthew
It,
H. Jones.
Ratthew Holy Moly Jones, you're on the money there.
Yes, right, perfect, great. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm yes, thank you.
It's been my absolute pleasure. You know what? I'll be back anytime, and you have to come to my bistro when I eventually open it.
I would love that. I would love that very much. Great. See you. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. We're ourselves now.
Yay!
I'm here with Connor,
Hello,
my
it's me, Connor.
my brother, but not brother, Connor. Why don't you tell everyone about yourself in the way that isn't Ratthew, unless you want to?
Oh my goodness. No, I have to speak normally now. Thank you so much for having me. My name is CloudkillConnor. You can find me all over the internet as CloudkillConnor. I have Twitch. I have YouTube. You can find me on Instagram. I make cool shirts sometimes if that's something you're into. But
Yes.
I've had the express pleasure of playing Ratthew Holy Moly Jones today with my transcontinental sister over in Scotland. So it's spectacular being here.
Thank you so much for being on this show. I don't know what happened in the middle of that, but if for those of you who did not guess what was happening, I was trying to ask interview questions that were
Did I
like
get the
for a
job?
We'll find out.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we need to plan what yours. Anyway, we're not gonna talk about that during this recording, but I forgot to say my things. I'm Gloria, Glow Pinksta on everything except YouTube, Charm Party, and that's it. Charm Party on YouTube. Did I say that? I don't know.
You did.
But yeah, thanks everyone. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.